Your content should be doing more than just collecting likes. Let me say that one more time. Your content should be doing more than just collecting likes. In this live, I'm going to break down how you can turn every post into a client magnet that gets you consistent 10K months. So if you are a coach and you're currently getting sales, wait, if you're a coach, you're already at six figures and you already have a following, but you're not really sure how you can convert those followers into customers, then this live is for you. If you are a business owner and you're currently getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, you want to learn how you can use social media in order for you to increase your leads and your sales, then this live is for you. And if you are a service provider and you have been posting on social media already, but you're not selling to your audience because you're afraid of sounding salesy, then this live is for you. In this live, I'm going to be sharing 3 tips to help you create a content strategy so that you're bringing in consistent 10K months from your content. If you're already getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, imagine how much more when you're bringing in 10K months from your content. So thank you all so much for joining me. If you are a business owner or entrepreneur, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat. If you are not a business owner, but you want to stick around because you want to be motivated, tell me where you're tuning in from. I am in New York City. It is 9:09 in the morning. But if you tell me where you're tuning in from, I can go ahead and shout you out. So thank you all so much for joining me. Hey, Rainbow Marie, thanks so much for sharing this live out. And as you all are coming in, I want you to know this. I love to teach my lives like they are master classes, which means that I do not teach fluff. I like to get to the point and I like to share with you how you can take your content strategy to the next level. And so all I ask in return is that you share this live with others and you engage. The more that you engage with this live, the more that social media will push it out. I'm live on 4 platforms right now. So no matter what platform you are tuning in from, as long as you engage with this platform, they will go ahead and, as long as you engage with this live, they will go ahead and push it out, right? So I'm just asking you, all you have to do is share this live out. Hit the arrow at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, share it to like 10 people, whether you're sending it via DMs or you're sending it via text messages, share this live out with your friends. All right, so we got Sports Buzz in the building. Hey, Sports Buzz. Rainbow Marie from Ohio is in the building. Who else do we have tuning in? Do we have anyone from Florida? Do we have anyone from China? Anyone from Africa that's tuning in? You can go ahead and drop where you're tuning in from. YouTube, LinkedIn. If you are awake, go ahead and drop where you're tuning in from. Again, I am in New York City. I'm going to be sharing with you a 10K a month content strategy. So if you're already getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, how much more could you get if you actually have your social media working for you? If you're a business owner where you're already at 6 figures and you want to know how to scale beyond 6 figures, this live is going to help you. If you're a business owner, you haven't hit 6 figures yet, but you want to know how, this live will still help you. But typically, I am helping business owners, entrepreneurs, and coaches who are already at 6 figures and you want to go ahead and scale. What you're doing right now is working, but you're ready to go to the next level in your business. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. 3 tips to help you to have a 10K a month content strategy. This works for me. It has worked for my clients, and now it's going to work for you. Make sure when you're coming in, you grab your notebook, you grab your pen, you take note, you take action, and make some money. Why? Because action takers are money makers, not time wasters. We're going to be together today for about an hour. I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems that's going to help you to transform your business from just getting word of mouth, from just getting referrals, but to getting consistent leads each time you post. So who am I? I'm Shamara Star Cox, TV producer and marketing coach. My goal is to help 6 and 7 figure business owners get seen and get paid by creating binge-worthy videos on social media, only if you're ready for it. There are some of you who are tuning in right now and you're like, oh my goodness, this sounds good. I've been wanting to use my social media account. I've been wanting to get sales, but then you're nervous to be seen, right? And so I want to help you to shift out of that so that now when you're showing up, you're actually reaching your audience. All right, Bria Zia, I think I said your name right. Wrong. Please tell me if I said your name right. Thank you so much for writing in the chat. You are a college student. Nice. Okay, girl. If you're ready to start your business, you can stick around. If you're not, you might as well go back to classes. All right. So let's jump into this again. I'm giving you 3 tips to take your business to the next level so that now you're hitting 10K a month with your content. Thank you so much, Sports Buzz. Now, before we get in, I want to share this story with you. So that you can see like what has happened for me when I was using social media. It took me 6 months to sell a 5K offer on social media. 6 months. Some of you are like, I would have quit in month 1, right? How many of you would have been ready to give up? Month 1, I'm posting my content and I'm going live, and barely anyone is showing up and barely anyone is engaging with me. By month 2, and mind you, I'm going live 2 times a week every month, right? So that's at least 6 to 8 times a month that I'm going live, no sales. How many of you would have been like, this ain't for me, I'm giving up, right? But there I am, month 2, I'm going live again, month 2. This is me on TikTok, just going live to my audience, month 2. And I decided, instead of giving up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on being a blessing to my audience. I'm going to focus on teaching them the thing that's going to help them to see that I can help them. I'm going to focus on getting them to engage. This is what's going through my mind. And instead of me quitting, I kept going. Now, let me give you some backstory, right? The very first time I was to go live by myself, I cried. I cried because I was so scared. I was so nervous. How many of you, that's what happens to you? You are so afraid to go live. 1, because you think you're going to embarrass yourself. 2, because you think people are going to make fun of you. 3, because you think something bad is going to happen. That's where I was. And I was so much in my mind that I ended up crying while I was live. And so fast forward now, that probably was like 2018. Fast forward to 2021, 2022. No, 2022. I'm now going live by myself. And each time I go live, I'm getting over my fear. There are some of you in here, you wake up, you say, today I'm going to go live. And then you get dressed, you do your hair, you put on your makeup, and you get ready to go live, and then your phone rings. And you answer the phone, and you don't go live because now a client needs you. One of your children needs you. You have to run out and get something for a parent. Everything starts popping up, and you decide, I'm not going to go live. The next day, you get up again. I'm going to go live. And then something else happens, and something else happens. And before you know it, 1 month has passed and you still haven't gone live. Who am I talking to right now? Where each day you're like, I do want to go live. Hey, Kwanda, right? Each day you're like, I do want to go live, but something keeps popping up. Can I tell you that something is in here? That something is in your mind. You keep convincing yourself something bad's going to happen. What if people leave bad comments? What if I say the wrong thing and I embarrass myself? Believe me, I've been there too. But do you know what helps you to overcome that? By doing it anyway. So there I was in month number 2, still not getting any sales. And I could have told myself, you know what? Just give up. Because typically, right? Typically, you should be working a marketing strategy for about 90 days. That is the rule of thumb. 90 days work a marketing strategy. And if it's not working, you're supposed to pivot. Well, here I am coming up on my 90-day mark, and I'm still not getting any sales. Still none. But I'm still showing up. And you know what's happening? My audience is getting accustomed to me. They're getting accustomed to me showing up. They're getting nurtured. They're starting to ask questions at this point, right? By month number 4, one of my coaches tell me you should just give up. It's going to be really hard to get your audience to go from watching you live for free to paying $5,000. That's what she told me. And I thought to myself, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep doing this because what I'm learning is I'm honing my craft. I'm getting better at telling stories. I'm getting better at getting my audience to engage and to comment. I'm getting better at actually selling without stumbling over the price. There are some of you who are watching right now where you have a $5,000 offer. And every time you tell people it's $5,000, you stumble over the price because you think it's too high for them. Let me tell you right now, it's not too high for them. You just feel uncomfortable selling. And that's where I was. And I kept getting better at it. Month 5, at this point, I really should have given up. At month 5, I'm still not getting any sales. But you know what's happening? My audience is engaging and they're actually clicking links on my page, right? And so I'm getting indicators that my audience is engaged and they're showing up more. By month number 6, I get one person to say, hey, I want to work with you at $5,000. She's like, I want to work with you. And I'm shocked because after 5 months of doing this, I'm thinking this just doesn't work. But I keep on going. And this one person says, I want to work with you. And then she invests. But it didn't stop there because right after she purchased, another person purchased for $6,000. After that, I launched my challenge and I made $1,200 in 2 hours from being live. And by 2 hours at the time I was going live an hour a day. So that's 2 days of going live. I made $1,200. I made $900 going live. And you know what happened? I kept on making money each time I went live. Not only did I keep on making money, but I also was generating leads. Each time I went live, I was getting about 50 to 100 leads per live video and making between $300 and $1,200 for the live videos. And this is what I learned. One, I was honing my craft, right? But number 2, I learned that social media is the easiest way to create a scalable, predictable pipeline for sales. One more time, social media is the easiest way to create a scalable, predictable pipeline for sales. So my question to you is, what is your scalable, predictable pipeline for sales? Once I mastered my live videos, I could predict that each time I go live, I can make at least $600 per live. Or I can make $900 per live video. And it made it so simple to keep on showing up because here's the thing, it didn't stop there. The goal wasn't just to get people to invest the one time when I was live. The goal was after they invested to upsell them to another offer, which is what happened. And in 2023, using my live strategy, I was able to hit $30,000 in just 3 months. I made $30,000 in just 3 months from going live. So think about it. The first 6 months of me going live, I wasn't getting the sales. I was barely getting any leads, but I was getting better at selling. I was getting better at teaching. I was getting better at motivating my audience so that now, after sowing all that time, it was time to reap. There are some of you where you're posting and ghosting. You're posting and stopping because you keep thinking, man, I've been posting for 30 days. Something should take off already. But in all actuality, it's going to take longer than that. It's a long game strategy. But once you reach your harvest season, you will consistently convert. And you can have a 10K content strategy and you can create predictable 5-figure months each time you post, but you have to keep going because here's the reality. When you're posting, there's a couple of things you have to learn. You have to study your audience behavior. And there are 3 things you want to understand. You want to understand what gets them to follow you, what gets them to engage with you, and what gets them to buy from you. There are some of you where you're posting and you have no idea why people are opting in to buy from you. You want to know, but you have no idea what it is. So you keep trying different things. And every now and then you'll get a sale from social media, but you're not really sure exactly what is it that you're doing that's getting them to buy. There are some of you right now where you can go viral and get a lot of followers 1 month, and then the next month you're back at 100 views, 200 views. You don't really know what it is that you're saying or doing that's getting your audience to buy from you, to follow you, and to engage with you. But if you can understand what that is, you can keep creating the same types of content that's going to keep producing the same types of results. And that's what we talk about, scalable and predictable. So if you're in here right now and you're thinking to yourself, I don't have that, but I would love to have that, then I want to invite you to join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. In this challenge, we show you how to create content that sells in 5 days or less, so that now when you're posting your videos, you know exactly how to bring in your leads. You know exactly how much money you're going to make from posting your content. You no longer have to feel like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall. You no longer have to feel like you are convincing people to buy from you. Instead, you are posting content that consistently moves your audience from just watching you to buying from you. If you want to join me, go ahead and DM the word challenge accepted, and I'll be happy to send you an invite to the challenge. If you are tuning in on YouTube right now, go ahead and choose this website right here that I just dropped in the chat. It is displayed on the screen so that you can get access to the AI Content to Cash Challenge. We are kicking off October 6th. That's when the challenge kicks off. But you can actually get started today. When you become a VIP member for the challenge, the first 5 people get access to the AI Content Generator Pro. How many of you start creating a content calendar and you're ready to put out content, but you keep running out of content ideas? You're writing your scripts, but you don't know what to write. You have a lot of information in your head, but you don't know how to get that information out of your head and into a 1-minute video. And you just feel stuck when it comes to putting out your content. You're great at speaking on stages. You're great at speaking one-to-one. You're great when somebody refers someone to you. You can convert that person. But when it comes to being on video, the same expertise does not translate. The AI Content Generator Pro does all of it for you. It creates your content ideas, it writes your video scripts, it writes your captions, it writes your hooks and your headlines, so that now when you are posting, you are actually attracting your right tribe. And I'm not talking about attracting any old body. I'm talking about attracting the people who are ready to buy from you. Some of you right now, the people you're attracting are your friends and your family. And you're getting so mad because you're wondering why your friends and your family aren't buying. It's because they're not your dream client. Your friends and your family is not your dream client. Your goal is for you to put out content to reach people beyond your friends and your family. And that's what the AI Content to Cash Challenge allows you to do. So if you want to join me, DM me the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite. If you're tuning in on YouTube, you can go ahead and select contenttocashchallenge.com/VIP. All right. So today we're talking about the 10K a month from your content strategy, right? So right now, if you're only hitting 5K from your content, if you're hitting 10K, 20K from word of mouth and referrals, but you want to know how to scale that, right? We're going to add an additional flow of income to your business, an additional flow of revenue to your business with this content strategy, right? So if you're taking notes, this is where you want to take notes. The first tip, right? The first tip is use AI to build faster. Use AI to build faster, right? So some of you, you're already using ChatGPT. You're asking ChatGPT to design your content strategy. You're asking ChatGPT to analyze your content. You're asking ChatGPT to write your scripts. However, you're putting out the content and it's still not converting for you. Why? Because there is one thing that is missing from your content strategy, and that is speaking to your dream client. You don't know yet how to speak to your dream client. There are some of you where you're putting out your content and it sounds very vague. It sounds very general and it's going over the heads of your audience. So every time you post, you're like, this is good. However, your audience does not understand. I want to give you an example. I had a meeting with one of my clients last week, and they were showing me their sales page. And I said, this is a great sales page. However, the language that you're using isn't relating to your audience. They were saying things like, if you are, they're reaching coaches and speakers who are already advanced and they're ready to go to the next level in their business. However, they were using language that spoke to beginners. There are some of you where you have an offer. It's $5,000. Thank you so much for the love, Rainbow Marie. Right? So there are some of you, you have an offer. It is $5,000. But the reason why it's hard to sell it on social media is because you're putting out content that is attracting people who can only afford a $27 offer. That's it. And so for you, you feel like, oh my goodness, it's like pulling teeth. I feel like I don't know how to reach my audience. But if you shifted your language so that you're actually speaking to people who want to invest at their level, at that level, guess what? They will invest. So how do you do that? The first thing, if you're going to use AI, choose your AI tool. ChatGPT is not the only tool out there that can help you to speak to your dream clients. It's one of the best tools, but it's not the only tool. So a couple of other tools that you can use is Stanley.ai, which I personally like Stanley.ai. I feel like it's better at creating the content and speaking to your audience, right? So Stanley.ai is by Stan Store. So if you have a Stan Store, then you're familiar with this product. They launched their own AI tool, which is called Stanley. And what it can do is it can actually see the content on your page if you're on LinkedIn. This is just for LinkedIn, right? It can actually read your content on LinkedIn, and then it will tell you how to produce better content. For any other page, because I use it for Instagram, I use it for YouTube as well. For any other page, you actually have to tell it, this is what I'm posting, and it will tell you how to shift your content, right? So that's Stanley.ai. Yep, Stanley.ai. You wrote in the chat. Yep. There's also Claude.ai. Claude is also a good tool. Some of you, if you've been using ChatGPT for some time, you probably noticed that it shifted over to ChatGPT 5, right? And so with it being ChatGPT 5, the copywriting has gotten, it's like it went backwards. Back in 2023, using ChatGPT, it sounded very robotic. But it got better in 2024, beginning of 2025. When it switched over to ChatGPT 5, it went back to sounding robotic, and it's not actually it's not using language that's relatable. Well, you can shift over to Claude.ai because Claude.ai actually sounds more relatable. It sounds like a human wrote it, right? And then there's always Cintra. Cintra is always good too, right? So you don't have to limit yourself to ChatGPT. Yes, that's what it is. Thank you, Rainbow Marie. She's dropping it in the chat, Stanley's.ai, right? Cintra is also a good tool that can help you with writing your copy. It is very limited though, right? So some of you, I'm not going to front, ChatGPT has spoiled us. ChatGPT is great with having a great memory. It's great with remembering things that you wrote months ago, right? But when it comes to copywriting, sometimes it can be a bit tricky. So that's the first thing. Choose your AI tool. It's not wrong to use any tool. I actually use multiple tools. So I'll use ChatGPT to come up with my content strategy, and I'll use Stanley to write the content. I'll use Claude to write content for my clients, right? So it's really up to you on what it is that you want to do. The next thing you want to do is you want to give this prompt to your AI tool. You want to tell your AI tool who your dream client is, right? So lay it out. This is my dream client. These are their pain points. Give them 5 pain points. And then you want to ask your AI tool, what are the exact situations that my dream clients are in? And the reason why you want to ask that is because now your AI tool will give you the exact situations your dream clients are in. Whatever it gives you, use that for content. The more specific you could be when you're creating content, the more likely your audience will come and buy from you, right? So I'm going to give you the steps one more time. The first thing is you want to tell your AI tool who your dream client is, right? So this is my dream client. You want to tell it the 5 pain points that they have. These are the 5 pain points. The next thing you want to do is you want to ask it, what are the exact situations my dream client is in? And when it gives you the exact situations, you want to use that for content. So some of you are probably wondering, why 5 pain points? Because when you're reaching your audience, you're not reaching just one person with one problem. You're reaching multiple people that have similar problems. So you want to make sure you are calling that out so that you can reach them. I'll give you an example. My dream clients, they are 6 and 7 figure business owners where they are currently getting sales through word of mouth and referrals. And they want to be able to scale and use social media to bring in more leads and sales. That is my dream client. And so what happens when I speak like that? People come to me and tell me, that's me. I'm getting sales through word of mouth and referrals right now. And I want to know how I can use social media in order to get more sales, right? So that's the dream client. But then I start calling out pain points. I start saying things like, if you are constantly posting video content, but you're afraid of sounding salesy, so you haven't asked for the sale yet, that's a pain point, right? I'll say things like, you're posting video content right now, but it's only reaching your mama and your spouse. Those are the only people who are who are commenting on your post, and it's absolutely frustrating. That's another pain point. You're currently, when it comes to selling word of mouth and referrals, it's easy for you because one-to-one, it's easy for you to sell. But when it comes to you selling on video one-to-many, you freeze because you don't know what to say. That's a third pain point. What am I doing? I'm calling out what these pain points are. And actually, I'm just giving the exact situations, right? I'm giving the exact situations so that when my audience hears it, they're like, oh my goodness, that's me. How many of you right now, you're listening to me speak, and when you heard me say that, you were like, that's exactly what I'm going through. That's on purpose because you want to speak to your audience in a way that they feel seen and they feel heard. How many of you have ever heard something like this? People buy from you when they know, like, and trust you. How many of you have heard that? And if you have, it's because you probably work with a business coach, you probably work with a sales coach, right? It's one of the first things you learn when you are marketing. People buy from you when they know, like, and trust you. However, how many of you have noticed that there's a lot of people who know, like, and trust you who ain't buying? You want to know why? Because there is a vital component that is missing, which is people buy from you when they feel seen and heard. If your audience watches your content and they feel seen by you and they feel heard by you, then they're going to buy from you. And so some of you, you have a lot of followers. They know, like, and trust you, but they ain't buying. They keep telling you, I can't afford. They keep telling you, check back with me in 7 months. It's only because they don't feel seen by you and they don't feel heard by you. So if you follow my strategy that I gave you by giving your AI tool the pain point of it, saying who your dream client is, what are their 5 pain points, and then asking for the exact situation that they are in, guess what's going to happen? Now you'll create content that speaks to your audience and they'll be like, that's exactly what I'm going through. And all of a sudden, to them, they will feel like you are in their mind. They'll say things like, it's like you're in my head. And that's the goal, because for us to be successful business owners, marketeers, and salespeople, you want to join the conversation in the minds of your people, not start a new one. Hey, Chanel, thank you so much. Rainbow Marie says, wow, that's right. Right? Okay, so I'm going to say that one more time. For us as business owners, marketeers, and salespeople, you want to join the conversation that's going on in the heads of your dream client, not start a new one. What do I mean? There are some of you, and I'm going to use financial people because I see financial people do this all the time. If you're a financial coach, if you're an accountant, if you're a tax person, I see y'all do this all the time, right? Instead of you joining the conversation in the minds of your people, selling them what they want, you keep trying to sell them what they need. In your mind, you're like, no, this is what they need. So I need to create content like this. And so now your content sounds like this. Your content sounds like, this is why you need to save more. This is why you're struggling with this. Here's the reason why you're not able to make this much money. And what's happening is your audience is like, okay, that's cool. I already know that. But if you shifted and you actually joined the conversation in their head, I want you to really think about, what is it that they're truly struggling with? It's not that they're struggling with saving. They're struggling with the fact that when they were a child, no one in their family ever saved. So they don't even know how to save. It's not that they're struggling with, I don't want to say living paycheck to paycheck because that is a problem, right? But it's not that they don't know how to make the money. It's the fact that They are afraid that if they do make more money, they're just going to lose it. You see how different that is? As opposed to you showing up at like, you don't know how to make money. Okay. But you don't know how to make money because you're afraid that if you do make it, that you are going to lose it. It's a different type of conversation that you're having now because now you're in their minds and they're like, wait, how did you know that? And they can't blame it on the fact that you're spying on them because you don't know them from a hole in the wall. You just know what they're going through. And now when you say it, they feel seen and heard. Now, here's the thing. Back in the day when I would teach this to my clients, they would have to try to figure this out on their own. I would have to be pulling it from them. I would be like, okay, what are they struggling with? All right, let's go a little bit deeper. Today, because there's AI, all you have to do is prompt it the right way and it will tell it to you. It will tell you this is what they're struggling with. This is the problems, right? Hey, Levon, thanks for joining. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. Right? Okay, so I want to give you an example, a couple of examples. One example, one of my clients, I did this for her. We were in a launch and I was creating email content for her, right? So this doesn't only have to work for your video content. It can work for your email content too. For some of you who are using emails, we're going to go into that in a little bit. But for some of you who are using emails to sell to your audience, you can use this too. I told ChatGPT, this is the dream client of my client, right? And I said, I want to send an email on Sunday in the afternoon at this time. That's what I told Chat. I said, what are the dream clients doing at this time? That's what I asked Chat. And Chat gave me like 10 things what that dream client was doing. I said, great. I said, turn this into a subject line. And we turned it into a subject line. Do you know that when she posted it, so many people started opening it? Oh my goodness. How did you know that I was doing this exactly at this time? Because we're joining the conversation in their head. And you don't have to try to figure it out on your own. ChatGPT will do it for you, right? Thank you, Kwanda. Kwanda, I'm actually about to share your experience. So I shared that with my girl, Kwanda, right? And she was like, oh, I'm about to try that. And she tried it. And over that weekend, she made a couple of $100s. I don't know exactly how much she made, but she made a couple of $100s from her email list. So when I'm talking about 10K content strategy, it doesn't only have to be your videos. It's anywhere you have an audience. If you have 500 people on your email list, start converting them. If you have 1,000 people following you on social media, start converting them. But in order for you to do that, you got to join the conversation in their head. And it works. Why? Because they're waiting to buy from you. There are some of you in here where you have yet to sell to your audience because you are afraid that they're going to feel offended. They're going to go away. You don't want to sound salesy or feel icky. Like, how many of you are experiencing that? That's why you're not selling. Instead, you're constantly giving away freebies. Every time you turn around, you have a new freebie. Instead of selling, you find yourself in a constant creation mode. You're always launching a new offer. Every time you created a new offer last month, when it came time to sell, you realized maybe I should create another offer. And then you created another offer. When it came time to sell, maybe I should create another offer. That is an indication that you are afraid to sell. But here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with being afraid to sell. The biggest thing is getting help so that you can be able to sell. And I'm not talking about therapy help. I'm just saying, learn how to sell with confidence so that when it comes time to selling, you actually do it. How do you think that there are so many coaches and business owners that are successful? It's not because they're stuck in a constant offer creation mode. It is because after they create, they sell. And let me take it one step further. This is what I teach my clients. I teach my clients that you sell it before you build it. Can somebody write that in the chat? Sell it before you build it. What do I mean by that? Instead of constantly creating a new offer, what we do is we create the marketing message for that offer. So we don't build anything out. We don't shoot e-classes. We don't build out any slides. We don't do none of that. The only thing we do is we create the way for people to buy, whether it's build a sales page, get a Stripe account, get a PayPal account. We develop the marketing message for it, and then we test it on the market. We go live or we create content that's going to get people to buy. Thank you, Rainbow Marie. Rainbow Marie is awake. She's like, let's do it. Right? So we create the content that will get people to buy. And when people say, I'm ready to buy, and they actually buy, that's when we build the offer. Do you see the difference? Here's the difference, because some of you went over your head. Some of you were just like, why would I do that? If someone buys, I want to have something to give to them. Absolutely. But there's a difference between building something for free and then getting paid to build. See, the way that you're doing it right now, you're creating it in a silo. You're developing all these lead magnets. You're shooting the e-classes right now. You're recording the video content. You're putting together the Canvas slides. Only thing is, no one has expressed interest in buying from you. So now you're building for free and you run the risk of launching and nobody buying. You run that risk. And in your mind, you're saying things like, but this is so good. Oh, yeah, Rainbow Marie, you can. How do I do that? Rainbow Marie, I would love to add you as a moderator. I just don't know how to do that. Let me see. Maybe settings. Yeah, it's not giving me the option. I would love to add you, but it's not giving me the option. I don't know why. Okay, right? So there are some of you where this has happened to you. Please, it has happened to me. I have taken time. I took 2 weekends to record a lot of video content and put it all in an e-course, right? And then I went ahead and I launched the e-course. Nobody bought it. Do you know that was 4 years ago? Do you know that to this day, nobody has ever bought that e-course? It didn't matter how much I promoted it. Nobody wanted it. And then I switched. I said, you know what? Instead of me creating all this stuff, and it was good. It wasn't even bad content. It was good. There are some of you who are like, but this is such a great e-course. I know it would change lives. It would if you would have just sold it first and then built it. So I ended up shifting my strategy. Instead of me building and then selling, what I did was I now started to create the marketing message. So I remember I had a boot camp that I wanted to launch. It was a 2-day boot camp and it cost $997. And I went ahead and I sold the thing. I got 40 people to sign up, right? And then when I launched, nobody bought. How telling is that? 40 people sign up, nobody buys, right? Now, one, that's because my launch strategy wasn't that good. But two, that's because people didn't really want it. Okay. Okay, maybe that works, Rainbow Marie. Right? So that's because people didn't really want it. Oh, it added you as a co-host to join the live. Sorry, y'all. I'm just on TikTok. I'm trying to add someone as a moderator. It's just not working for some reason. Let's see if I can shift it. Yeah, I don't even know how to turn it off.
Okay. So it's under settings and it'll be under live recordings and then it should say moderator.
Oh, settings.
Moderators.
Yeah, there it goes.
It's a live recording. It was right there.
Oh, thank you. Sorry for y'all for the interruption. This is our commercial break.
Right.
Okay.
Then you can put the name in, type Rainbow, or just you already probably just put RA and it should just pop up.
Okay, there it goes. Yeah, you've been added. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much for your help. Woo.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Rainbow Marie. And your voice sounds good too. So you made the live even better. Awesome. Thank y'all so much for that interruption. She wanted to be added as a moderator to help out, and I didn't know how to do it. So she figured it out for me. Thank you. Hey, Carrie, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so back to the story, right? So I launched and nobody bought. So then I said, okay, you know what? Let me take it off the market. I raised the price. Remember, it was $997 first. I raised the price to $1,500. That's what I did. I raised the price to $1,500. And do you know what happened? 2 people bought. Now, let me tell you, I didn't build anything yet. This is me still just working the marketing message. So the first marketing message, where it was 40 people signed up, nobody bought for $997. I said, oh, this doesn't work. I reworked the marketing message, raised the price to $1,500. 2 people bought, right? Some of you are like, what? You raised the price? Yes, because here's what I learned. I learned that if the price is too low, people won't buy because they're going to think it's cheap. And some of you, you keep thinking if I lower the price, then it's going to, more people will buy. That is a myth. That's a myth. It's actually easier to get more people to buy when the price is higher. I know that's a mindset shift, right? Some of you are like, what? Yes. So at $997, 40 people sign up, no one bought. At $1,500, 2 people bought. I said, okay. Now, how many of you would have stopped at 1,500 and left it there? Not me. I said, all right, well, if 2 people bought at 1,500, maybe I can change the price again and rework the marketing strategy again. And I did. And this time I raised the price to $2,332. Some of you are like, why was that so exact? Because that also included Stripe's fee. If you're using any type of payment gateway, their fee gets taken out, right? So I wanted to make sure that I made a certain amount of money and then Stripe got their money. So I charged $2,332. Do you know how much people bought from then? I was oversold. Do you know that program sold out so much that people would sign up 6 weeks in advance? They would sign up 6 weeks in advance and wait to work with me. That's how great that program was. Why? Because I sold it before I built it. I got paid $3,000 to build that offer. And once it was built, I then relaunched it at a higher price. Some of you are over here doing it for free because you want testimonials. I'm not doing anything for free for testimonials. What I do is I put a price on it and we're going to test it together. Isn't that what Apple does with us? How many of you are Apple users? I'm an Apple user. I love me some Apple products, but I'd be so annoyed sometimes because it's like every time you get an Apple product, you got to change it. Every 2 years, you got to buy a new phone or a new computer because of whatever they're doing, right? But Apple does it to us all the time. They will launch a new iPhone, right? They're getting ready to launch iPhone 17. They will launch a new iPhone and there'll be a bunch of people in line ready to buy it for over $1,000. And those people will buy it and they're the ones that are testing it out. They have to test out. That's where you're seeing all the bug fixes happen. They're not doing it for free, mind you. You're actually investing 4 figures to test it out for Apple. And then you're sending in surveys. They have the thing pop up that says, hey, what did you think about this? Are you okay if we analyze you for this? Are you okay if we send this to you, right? And then you're giving your feedback. And what's happening? They come out with iPhone 17 2.0. And that's when I go ahead and buy. I don't buy the first time around. I buy it the second time around after y'all finish testing it and the bugs have been worked out, right? So iPhone does it all the time. There are so many businesses that do it all the time. And some of you are afraid to do it because you think, oh my goodness, what if it sucks? I'm going to need you to be confident in you. If it worked for you, it's going to work for them. I'm going to say that one more time. If it worked for you, it's going to work for them. Some of you started your business because you were able to change your life. You were able to transform your life. You were able to make yourself make a lot of money. You were able to help yourself fall in love, have a better relationship with God. Whatever it is that you are selling, you were able to help yourself. And so now it is your duty to go out and help others. And you need to be confident that it's going to work with others. I get it, because some of you are just starting this journey and you're thinking to yourself, but what if I let them down? What if they don't like it? What if they don't like me? That has nothing to do with the transformation that you're going to help them get and everything to do with your insecurity, the trauma that you experience. That's what that has to do with. And so what we do in the AI Content to Cash Challenge, we help you to get out of your own way. Because the reason why some of you aren't seeing your 10K months yet is because you're still in your own way. How do I know? How many of you this summer, you joined a coaching program so that you can learn how to build your business, how to make your sales, how to do your marketing. How many of you did that? Raise your hand in the chat if you've done that. Or how many of you this summer, you were on vacation, you were living your best life, you were at the Beyonce concert. Does she have a concert this summer? I don't even know, right? You were living your best life. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with living your best life. What I'm saying is you are prioritizing your leisure time. You're prioritizing your relaxation time. And then when the fall comes, you're still in the same position. You have not learned how to multiply your money yet. And then you're frustrated because you have a promise to yourself. This is going to be the year that I hit 6 figures. Well, unless you plan on hitting 25K months from now until December without learning how to do that, that's not going to happen. So the goal is to get out of your own way. What is the fear that is holding you back? Why do you keep on shrinking? Why do you keep on playing small? Why do you keep stumbling over your price every time it comes to you to mention it? When it comes time to you send out DMs, why do you keep freezing? Because there's something there trying to keep you broke. Yes, I said it. There is something there trying to keep you broke. Now, as I told you, my dream clients are people who are already at 6 figures or 7 figures, but I'm going to talk about the 6-figure people. As people who make 6 figures in your business, I want you to ask yourself, how much of that do you pay yourself? Because when you make 6 figures in your business, you're not paying yourself 6 figures. So you can still feel like you are broke. 6 figures is just the first milestone. That's it. But at 6 figures, you can still barely hire help. You can still barely pay yourself at 6 figures. So what do you got to do? You got to scale. Scale. Multiple 6 figures will probably give you a salary and then be able to hire another person and feel comfortably, not actually feel like your business is going broke. But you got to get out of your own way. This rhetoric that you keep telling yourself, I'm afraid to show up. What if people make fun of me? What if people reject me because I'm selling to them now? That type of mindset is trying to keep you broke and stuck. Only thing is, God has said that you are a multimillionaire and a multi-billionaire and a multi-trillionaire. Who am I talking to right now? Where you have been called a multimillionaire, a multi-billionaire, a multi-trillionaire. Write that in the chat. Which one are you? Multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire, multi-trillionaire? Which one are you? I want you to think about that. And then I want you to think about why you have been fought in your finances for so long. And what does being fought in your finances look like? You want to hire a coach, but you never seem to have the money for it. You want to hire a team member, but you're so afraid that what if you don't make money the next month? You're being fought in your finances. And it's time to get out of that. Because if you're called to be a multi-trillionaire, there's going to be some risks that you're going to take. But if that fear of rejection is holding you back, there's no way you're going to take the risk. You're always going to be stuck. You're always going to be looking at other people surpass you and wondering why you're not getting any better. I can't really see. Okay. Astro Lion says multi-trillionaire has a nice ring to it. Come on now, claim it. Claim it. Yep. Aquana wrote trill. That trill. Because I want you to think about this. If you are claiming right now in this moment, I'm a multi-trillionaire, what's going to happen next is you're going to receive a download that shows you how to become one. What is it that you need to do? Who is it that you need to hire? What is the strategy you're going to need to do in order for you to become a multi-trillionaire? That's what's going to happen next. And you know what's going to happen right after that? You're going to start hearing a voice that says, please, you haven't even hit your first million yet. Oh, please, you tried to hit 6 figures 3 years in a row and it didn't even happen. Do you really think people want to see you? You gained weight over COVID and you still haven't lost that weight. People are not going to listen to you. That's the next thing. You know what that is? That's the enemy trying to stop you. Now, if you work with a mindset coach, the mindset coach will tell you that's just your mind trying to protect you. And I get why they say that, because it sounds nice. But you know what's really happening, it's just your mind trying to keep you broke. That's what it is. Because a multi-trillionaire takes risks. Protection and security comes from people who likes comfort. And that people who like comfort stay working a 9 to 5 because you know you're always going to have a security check coming every 2 weeks. You know where I learned that from? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki talks about that in his book. He says people who build wealth take risks. There's no such thing as security when you're building wealth. So if your mind is trying to secure you, if your mind is trying to protect you, you know what it's really trying to do? Keep you broke. But it's time for you to step outside of that and take the risk because it is worth it. Now, I used to have the same mindset. I used to be afraid to invest in coaches. I used to be afraid to hire my team. I'm telling you, every time you get to a new level, there's some type of fear that's going to happen because there is no guarantee. I can make 10K a month this month. It's not guaranteed I'll make it the next month. So what does that mean? It means you need faith. You need faith. What is faith? Faith, I want to quote it right, y'all, so bear with me. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. So first of all, you have to hope for it. Whenever I hear people saying things like, you can't be doing, let's get rid of the posting and hoping. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life because you can't have faith unless you hope. You receive what you hope for. That is the substance. So you have to hope that the next month you're going to hit your 10K and beyond. That's the first thing. The next thing, evidence of things unseen, which means with your physical eyes, you don't yet see the full finances. So you believe I'm going to hit 6 figures. You're seeing that in your mind's eye. You believe I'm going to hit 7 figures. You're seeing that with your mind's eye, but your physical eye cannot see it. And here's what the Bible says. The Bible says to walk by faith and not by sight. Why? Because your sight will deceive you. It will deceive you. It will make you think that you don't have the finances to do the next step. How bizarre is that? Let me tell you right now. I was in a season where God told me, June 2024, God said to me, I'm sending a famine your way to expose the leeches in your business. I said, what? Why? Why me, Lord? Why? And he sent that famine. Do you know that when God says a thing, it's going to happen, whether you're ready or not? He sent the famine. It hit July 2024. The famine did not end until May 2025. And do you know that during that time, we barely booked clients? I mean, I went an entire quarter not booking any clients. And it didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter that I went live. It didn't matter that I sent out emails. I mean, there was some days I was crying like, Lord, because all I see is the famine. But guess what God would show me? He's like, no. Here's what you're walking towards. 80K months. 80K months. Now, let me tell you this, because before God sent the famine, God showed me this is where I'm taking you next. You're going to make $500,000 in 6 months. So he gave me the vision first, and then he sent the famine. And I was just looking at him like, I'm supposed to be making $500,000 in 6 months, but I have an entire famine. How does that make sense? But he gave me the vision because he was showing me this is what you're hoping for. See it in your mind so that it can be manifested as reality. That's what he was showing me. And let me tell you, when he first gave me the vision of the 80K months, do you know that I was afraid of it? I was scared. I was like, who's making 80K months? Because at that point, I was only accustomed to 17K months. That was the most I ever made in my business. So now you're telling me you're taking me from 17K months to $80,000 a month for 6 months. I said, no way. I remember shaking in my boots. I was so scared. But ooh-wee, that famine got me right. Because after the famine season, actually during the famine season, I think it probably was May 2025, when I was like, you said 80K months, let's do it. And now every day this summer, I still be looking at God like, you said 80K months. What is the strategy? What do we need to do? Right? Because he was telling me, don't focus on the famine. The famine is what I see. My bank account went as low as $5,000. I had to let go of my entire team during the famine. I'm watching with my eyes as the bank account dwindles and it dwindles and it dwindles. Do you know what it feels like to have like $30,000 in your bank account and then it just dwindles month after month after month after month after month after month? I was no longer a preferred member with my bank. Okay? I was sitting here like, this is feeling real. This is feeling like first year of business, Lord. That's what I had to say to him. This is feeling like the first year of business all over again. But I'm still trusting. I'm still trusting. And in that moment, when the famine ended, right before the famine ended, I said to God, this is May 2025. I said, Lord, we only have $5,000 in a bank account. I don't even have enough money to cover my salary this month. That's what I said to God. And I believe that's where he wanted me to be. Because here's what happened. Even though I said that to him, there was this joy in my spirit. There was this hope in my spirit. And I stood on this one scripture, is Matthew 6:25-33, right? Where it says, don't worry about what you would eat or the clothes that will be on your back. This is the star version, okay? Right? So this is the star version at the SV, right? But your Father in heaven knows what you're going through. So if he knew that I only have 5K in the bank, couldn't barely cover salary for myself, that means he wasn't scared. I wasn't scared either. And I got to the point that I was like, oh, I trust you now. And I could believe for the 80K months. Can you believe that? That he would take me through a famine. And it took a famine for me to believe for 80K months. How crazy does that sound? Don't you think that it would have destroyed my faith so much that I'd be like, well, Lord, I don't believe you because look what happened. But he was preparing me for the next. I didn't believe when I had the 20K in my bank account. I didn't believe when I was hitting 12K months, 17K months. I didn't believe that I could hit 80K when the clients were coming in. And I started to believe when the clients weren't coming in. I started to believe when the money was dwindling. How different is that? How different is that? Why? Because the faith, the evidence of things unseen is in your mind. That's why he says, walk by faith, because the faith is being developed by what I see in my mind. God says, my people perish for lack of vision. He's not talking about 2020 vision with your eyes. He's talking about vision here. Can you see it here? Because if you can see it here, you can manifest it out there. That's what true manifestation is. Seeing it here first and then bringing it to pass here. But you got to be in position and you got to be ready to say yes. I have been called a multi-trillionaire and I am ready to receive. And in order for you to be ready to receive, you got to put out the content that's going to attract the people. You got to be seen. You got to be visible if you're ready to receive. Who in here is ready to receive? Type, I'm ready to receive in the chat. You have to have a place to house the people. You have to have a payment gateway so that they can pay you. God's not going to drop the 80K months from heaven. He's going to send the people, but I have to have an attractive offer. I have to have attractive content so that when they see it, they know that I was sent to help them. If you're in here and you're like, that's me, that's what I need. I want to be ready to receive because I also have a divine word. Some of you may not have heard 80K months, but you may have heard 10K months. Drop in the chat. What is it that you heard? And the way that you hear it is in your heart. There's a number formulating in your mind right now. Some of you are seeing 20K months. Some of you are seeing 50K months. That's the number that you're going after, not the smaller one because you think, oh my goodness, it's easier for me to make money this way. Go hard or go home. Go hard or go home. And if you're like, I'm ready to go hard, I'm ready to prepare the space, I'm ready to receive, then join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. That's where we show you how to prepare for the people and not just prepare how to call them in, because it is your time to receive, but you got to be in position. If you keep on telling yourself, I'm not ready, you know what's going to happen? It's going to pass you by. My girl Quanda, she talks about this all the time, that there's a wealth transfer happening. It's happening. It's not coming. It's happening. But are you in position for the wealth to be transferred to you? There's many ways for the wealth to be transferred to you. One of the ways is having a business so that people can buy from you. That's one of the ways. Another way is to be in position so that people can give to you. Which one are you? There are some of you, it's going to pass you by because you're not in position yet. But if you're like, I want to be in position, I'm ready to be in position, I want to reach the people who have been praying about me. They want my services and I know I can help them. DM me the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. Our challenge is not a regular old social media challenge. I promise you, we won't tell you how to hop on trends. We won't show you how to find trending audio. We won't show you how to post 3 or 4 times a day. That is not our thing. Our thing is to show you how to speak to your dream client so that when they hear you speaking, they know that know that you are the person that can help them and they're ready to buy. Our job is to show you how to shift your prices from selling something that's $1,000 to selling something that's $5,000. Our job is to hold your hand on the journey so that every time you're posting, you know how to pivot because we're showing you what to do to pivot. This is not a challenge where we just teach you. No, I never do that. The goal isn't just to teach you. Why? Because that's what your business coach does. She just taught you. Your other coach just taught you. You got lost in the execution. In this challenge, we show you how to execute. That's why our clients get results so quickly, because you only get results when you take action. Action takers are money makers, not time wasters. That's what we show you in the challenge. So if you're like, I'm ready for my 15K months, I'm ready for my 30K months, DM me challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you're tuning in on YouTube or LinkedIn, the website is displayed on the screen that you can just head there, secure your VIP ticket now. Why now? Because the challenge kicks off October 6th. But the first 5 people who signs up for VIP today, you actually get exclusive access to the AI Content Generator Pro. If some of you if you've been with us at the beginning of this live, I walked you through a strategy. The strategy was to go to ChatGPT or your AI tool, tell it who your dream client is, tell it what the 5 pain points are that they have, and then ask it for the exact situations that you are in. The AI Content Generator Pro is already programmed to do that for you. It will actually prompt you. It'll say, who's your dream client? What's their pain points? And once you give it, it'll automatically spit out the situations. I programmed it to do the heavy lifting for you so that you wouldn't have to. Because I know what it's like to get riled up watching someone go live, riled up being in your coach's presence. And then when you leave their presence, you're like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. So what we did with this AI Content Generator Pro is we programmed it so that when you put your first prompt in, it'll automatically ask you for the stuff. But it only goes to the first 5 people to sign up for VIP. Now, we have 2 levels. We have VIP and we have Diamond Experience. If you're a Diamond Experience member, you get everything in VIP, and you also get a 30-minute elite content strategy session with me. The Diamond Experience is only for the business owners where you value exclusivity. You desire one-on-one attention. You don't just want to be in the room. You want to be the special one in the room. You want undivided attention from me, your marketing coach. That's what the Diamond Experience is for. You'll get the AI Content Generator Pro no matter what ticket, no matter what number you are in purchasing. But you'll also get the 30-minute elite content strategy session with me as early as tomorrow. The reason why we have our bonuses that start now is because in order for you to be truly successful, we want to make sure you get started today so that by the time October 6th comes, you're taking off in the challenge. The reason why Marianne, when she joined the challenge, she was able to get 13 leads in the challenge and then 2 weeks after the challenge go viral and get 60,000 leads is because she took the elite content strategy session. She had it before the challenge so that in the challenge, she would be prepared and ready to create the content that will speak to her dream audience. But it's up to you. You choose the level that works best for your business, VIP or Diamond. If you're tuning in on Instagram, LinkedIn, or TikTok, you can DM me challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite. If you're watching on YouTube, the website is displayed on the screen, contenttocashchallenge.com/VIP. If you want the Diamond Experience, it's contenttocashchallenge.com/diamond-experience. All right, let's see. Rainbow Marie wrote in the chat, I want to be ready to receive. I prayed for 10K months. Come on now. Let's do it. So Rainbow Marie, tell me what's hindering you from being ready to receive the 10K months. And Astro Lion says, I saw 15K months in July and I started my journey. Perfect. I'm ready to be in position and ready to receive. That part right there. 15K months. I love it. 10K months, 15K months. When you're hitting 10K months, especially 15K months, you're hitting multiple six figures. But now it's time to just walk it out. Now it's time to just walk it out. All right, awesome. How many of you are feeling blessed right now? Drop a I'm blessed in the chat. Oh, hey, Rainbow Marie, you joined me on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. If you're feeling blessed by this, drop a I'm blessed in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Today, I was sharing with you a 10K a month content strategy. A 10K a month content strategy. And the tips that I gave you was to use AI to build faster. So the first thing with using AI to build faster was to speak your dream client's language. I already gave you the prompt to do that. The second thing was to get out of your own way when it comes to selling, right? When it comes to selling, get out of your own way. It is time for you to say your offer with your price without stumbling over it, right? And the third thing, let me share the third thing. I'm pretty sure I already shared the third thing, but I'm going to share one last thing with you that's going to be able to help, which is to craft a lead magnet that attracts buyers, not freebie seekers. One more time. The third thing is to craft a lead magnet that attracts buyers and not freebie seekers. Some of you, you're putting out your content and all you keep getting are people who just want it for free. That's it. They just want it for free. And when it comes time to quote your price, that's when they're telling you, I can't afford it. You want to know why? You train them to expect free. You train them to expect free. So the goal is to create a lead magnet that's going to attract buyers. I'm going to walk you through a 3-step process to create this lead magnet. The first thing you want to do, create a video sharing 10 tips to help your dream client, right? If you're a relationship coach, 10 tips to make your dating profile land your husband or land your wife. If you're a fitness coach, 10 tips to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. If you're a business coach, 10 tips so you can hit 6 figures in 6 weeks, right? Whatever your business is, plug that in, 10 tips. Create a video sharing 10 tips. Now, here's the best thing. You're not actually going to share the full 10 tips. That's going to be a too long video. In the video, only share 3 tips, right? So you have 10, but you're only going to share 3 tips. Next, you're going to give a call to action and tell your audience, these are the 3 tips that's going to help you. But if you want the remaining 7, DM me this word. What are we doing? One, we're getting the people already excited because you're teaching them something and they want more of it. And if they want more of it, it's time for them to take the next step. And now they're DMing you. When they send you that DM, your next step is to actually send them the lead magnet through a web page that gets them to sign up, right? So now after they DM'd you, you're sending them your landing page or your page that they can actually type in their email address and they can join your email list. This is how we attract ready to buy buyers. Because now they're not just watching your content just to watch it. They're watching it for this particular thing. And when they sign up to your email list, your next step is to sell them that particular thing. This is the best way to understand what is getting your audience to buy from you, what is getting them to sign up. That's the best way to understand because you're already teaching what the thing is. You're giving them the 3 tips, and then you're telling them if you want the next step, the next 7 steps, DM me this. Now, you can do this 2 ways. For some of you, where you're consistent in putting out your content and you've been putting out your content over the last couple of years, you can put a price on that lead magnet. For $7, you can get the rest of the 7 steps. For those of you who are just starting out, offer it at no cost because your audience don't know you yet and they still got to build up the relationship with you, right? So 2 ways to do that. But the goal is to identify what is getting your audience to buy from you. So we did something similar with one of my clients, Christina. And we understood Christina is a career coach and she helps men and women land their dream jobs working from home, making 6 figures or more. And when we did something similar to this, we found out that her audience responds to resumes. Do you know that was 2 years ago? Do you know that 2 years later, 2025, she's still booking people from her content she posted 2 years ago every time she talks about resumes? Because we were able to identify what gets her audience to engage and what gets them to buy. So when you try this tip on crafting a lead magnet that attracts buyers, it will show you this is what gets them to buy, right? Now, for those of you who are tuning in and you're like, oh my goodness, you said it too fast, I missed it. You can catch all my replays on YouTube at Book of Star. Head to the live tab. That's where all my master classes live. I call all of my lives masterclasses because, as I told you, I don't teach fluff. We get right to the point to help you. Okay, Rainbow Marie says, example, I'm a makeup artist, hairstylist, and stylist, right? So you can do this for makeup or you can do this for hairstyling, right? 10 tips to avoid pimples on your face. 10 tips to avoid blackheads on your face, right? If it's hairstyling. 10 tips for 4C hair to grow in 30 days, right? So now we're just being specific. I don't know who your dream client is. I am just making stuff up. I have 4C hair, right? I like watching videos on how to style my 4C hair. So you want to 10 tips to do this, right? Now here's the best part. You can also find out from chat or any of your AI tools, what are the 10 tips that you can share, right? How many of you are feeling like, oh my goodness, you gave away all of this for free? Yes, because I want to bless you. If I sow into you now and you put these to work and you see results, you're going to come back and you're going to want to work with me or you're going to send someone my way. It always happens. I like to sow generously into you. Now is your opportunity. If you loved everything what you heard and you were like, yep, this is exactly what I need. It's different. I needed something that was going to show me exactly what I need to do to help. But you want to get more. You need help with the execution now. Join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. Every day of the challenge, it is designed to execute. We show you what videos to create, and then we tell you to create that video. And then we tell you to come back the next day with the video so we can audit the video so that you can keep getting better at it. This is a live challenge. It's not pre-recorded. You will not be thrown in a Facebook group. Try to figure out the next time you'll see the coach. You'll be with us live every day of the challenge in VIP. asking your questions and getting live feedback. We'll be showing you what to create so that you can get conversions. We analyze your social media pages so that you can get sales. But if you're not ready for sales, if you're not ready to generate leads, then this may not be the challenge for you. This challenge is for business owners where you're already getting sales through word of mouth, but now you want to know how you can increase that by using social media. The challenge is also for the coach where you already have a following on social media or you already have an email list built, but you're not sure how to convert those followers into customers. When Kelly joined our challenge, she already had about 30,000 followers on Instagram, but she did not know how to convert them into customers. We showed her how to do that. She booked 6 clients in 1 month. It doesn't have to take long. You just have to be ready to receive. And some of you, that readiness starts here because what we show you is how to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. It sounds enticing, but when you start to actually work it out, some parts of you may start getting stuck because you have a problem receiving a large amount of money in a short amount of time. It happened to me. When people started paying me $5K in a day, I was excited, but then I was getting nervous. Like, will I really be able to help them? When people started paying me $10K, I was excited, but I was getting nervous. Like, every time I hit a milestone in my business, I would hear a voice that tells me, you won't be able to do that again. And I had to battle that demon. There are some of you right now, the only reason why you're capped at 6 figures is because you don't have the capacity in your body, in your soul to receive multiple 6 figures. So we help you to push out of that so that you can actually scale your business. And the challenge is also for the successful business owner, coach, or service provider, where sales isn't your issue. Your issue is visibility. You are perfect when it comes to selling, but when it comes to being seen, it's hard. You're putting out the content, you're getting 200 views. You're putting out the content, you're getting 1 or 2 comments, and you can't seem to push out beyond your local community. In the challenge, we show you how to do that so you can go from just impacting your local community to impacting a global community. You want to join us? Type DM me, challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. Or you can just go ahead, if you're watching on YouTube, head to contenttocashchallenge.com/VIP so that you can get access. All right, that's what I have for you all today. Tomorrow, I'll be back with another topic that's going to show you how you can convert your content right when you go live, when you post your video content, or even just your emails. The goal is for you to consistently generate leads so you can consistently generate sales and scale your business to the next level. Y'all have a great day.